creation that God made. It's also the thing that hinders us from receiving his favor. Because sin starts in the mind. Just like they say, premeditated murder. You thought about it before you killed him. Or you thought about it before you sinned. You thought about that woman before you slept with her. You thought about that man before you thought about that crack before you put it in the pipe. You thought about that heroin before you milked it down to put it in a syringe to shoot it in your arm. You thought about it before you went to the dealer to buy it. It's a process. It's premeditated. You thought about it. You thought about that pornography before you turned it on. You thought.
Walk the line.
But that's how God works. Everything is a potential struggle or a barrier that you must gain wisdom to surmount. There's never more truth than with the mind. You have to teach your mind to exist in the form of imagination while lying dormant in the area of intellect. Oh my God. You have to teach your mind to die. I wish you could grasp this. Grasp the concept of this. You have to teach your mind to die. If you don't, your word or doubt can kill what God is trying to manifest in you. What do you mean? I'm saying that life and death are in the power of the tongue. And everything that you birth out of your mouth is birthed in your mind first.
Come on now.
I forgot to tell you the theme I'm dealing with today. Your mind can't handle the truth. Now look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor that. Your mind. That's when some people tell you that you ugly. I'm sorry. Or somebody tell you that you're a little overweight. Or somebody tell you that you really can't sing. Or somebody, you know how you get all twisted, you get upset because it's in.
All right. Come on now.
Let me leave that alone. Leave it alone before you get in trouble. You're going to get in trouble preaching. It's in your mind. Your mind has to be totally sold out. It's got to be totally given up and given in to God. I heard a story that kind of intrigued me, made me think about the power that God has. Heard that a few years ago there was a man who was sick. He got sick, and they told him that he had 6 months to live. And during that period, after his diagnosis, he fell in love with growing orchards. He believed in God. He believed in the word of God. He believed that God would save him, that God would spare him, God would prolong his life, and that he did not have to listen to the scientifically discovered of his illness and what it was that was killing him. He believed that God was the panacea, was the cure, was the healer. He believed that he was Jehovah Jireh. He believed in his mind that he was Jehovah Rapha. Are you hearing what I'm saying? He believed that what Isaiah said, that by his stripes. Look at your neighbor and say, there's a reason that they beat my Savior. Because if they never beat him, he never would have had stripes. He would never have wounds. Leave it alone. Go back. He was so consumed in what he believed. He was consumed in what he began to do. He became his passion. And then a year later, he was asked, how is it that he was still alive after the doctors all predicted he wouldn't make it more than 6 months. He said, I just simply forgot to die. Said, I forgot to die. I forgot that I was supposed to die. I forgot that, and I just began to believe. So I began to believe in the scriptures that said, all things are possible to them that believe. I began to believe that he is, and that he is the rewarder. Oh, my. Your mind, the rational part of you that thinks it knows more than God. Anybody ever been around folk that just think they know more than just know everything? Just have, I can't be around too many people that just have, got all the experiences in the world and went through everything and went through this and went through that, went through all that. I said, man, I need a break. You need to get out of this room for a minute or something. You've been through this and he brought me through this. They just walk around with theme music. He brought me through that. Like, man, let me leave that alone. But they think they know more than God. And has got to be understood that they have to be taught to shut up. That part of the mind has to be taught to lie down and go into a coma for a while. See, following the word of God is a feeling in your belly. Out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water. See, it is a sense of being synchronized, an impulse to act that has no basis in logic, but just feels right.
Come on, preacher.
Oh my. If you ever get in tune with God, you don't have to worry about being invited into anything.
All right.
Because if he feeling right.
Yeah. Come on now.
I told my godson last night, I said, listen, boy, quit all that crying. You run around here crying because somebody said they don't want to be your friend. It's not who wants to be your friend.
Come on, preacher.
See, it's about you being in the right flow with God, being God's friend, about being a friend of Jesus. Oh my, let me leave that alone because you gotta free your mind. And freeing the mind from the intellect opens you up to capture a constant stream of inspiration and intuition that is always flowing past and around you. This is why we hear our pastor and we hear other leaders say that you have no right to be sitting around here depressed and no right to be sitting around here.
Come on. Come on.
You are a prisoner to your own mind.
All right. Come on, preacher.
Depression is an attack of the enemy. Low self-esteem is an attack of the enemy. You got to recognize that. Don't be stupid concerning. Do not be ignorant concerning the enemy's devices. Where does he try to use these devices? But other than in your leave it alone, preacher.
Right there, preacher. Work it,
Another thing. Never ask God how. Never ask God how he's going to do a thing, how he's going to do this, how he's going to